Shalom, 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 peace, peace to the gods. And you know why I say that? Peace to the gods. We are the gods, but we shall die like men. We shall die like the princes on the earth. Paraphrasing from Psalm 82, verse 6. Vocab Malone has a problem with that. Anyway, I'm going to entitle this video, Neither Repented They of Their Murders, Sorceries, Fornication, and Thefts. And that's from Revelation 9, verse 21, which says, and I'm going to start from the 19th verse, for their power is in their mouth. Now, when you go up a couple of verses, it's speaking about the ICBM missiles, the Moab, the Satan 1, Satan 2, Moab 1, Moab 2. There's a missile system called Moab. There's another missile system called Satan. There's a Satan 1 and a Satan 2. If Satan be divided against Satan, it cannot stand. Their kingdom cannot stand. The hypersonic missile system cannot be detected by radar. So ultimately, what's going to happen to this place here, Babylon the Great, the land of the Chaldees, will be utterly destroyed, utterly wasted. It will become a desolation. It says here in Revelation 9, verse 19, like I said, you read a couple of verses up, you get the understanding that it's talking about missiles. Missiles that are built to go from one end of earth to the other. Now, I did a little research, I did a little math on the distance from the smack dab in the middle of Russia to smack dab in the middle of America. And it's, I believe it's 5,000. It could be the 5,000 or 5,500 miles from point A to point B, Russia to America, America to Russia, smack dab in the middle of those countries. Like I said, it's either 5,000 or 5,500 or five. Let's go with 5,000. Let's go with 5,000. 5,000. The missiles are built to go an extra 500 miles. So if it's exactly 5,000 miles or thereabouts, the missiles are built to go 5,500 miles, travel 5,500 miles, 5,500 miles. If it's 5,500 miles from point A to point B, then the missiles were built to go 6,000 miles. But I know it goes beyond what it has to go. And we're talking about the middle of America. We're not talking about the East Coast, because the first place that the Russians, the first place that they hit in America will be the East Coast, which is about 4,000, about 4,000, maybe a little less than 4,000 miles to take out that whole eastern coast of Babylon. And then when the missiles hit, the radiation, you have the initial blast, and then you have the radiation which travels. That's why it says in Isaiah chapter 13 to destroy the whole land. So let's read on, 19th verse. For their power is in their mouth, their mouth is the front of the missile, which that's the the multiple warheads. You have a warhead, and then you have multiple warheads. And then their tails is the rocket that delivers the warhead. For their tails were like unto serpents. If you were to like take a frozen serpent and take a bowsman and you were to shoot that serpent into the sky, that's what a missile would look like. And that's what John saw. John didn't know that. He didn't say, oh, these were ICBM missiles, or these were, oh, that was Moab 1, and that's Moab 2, that's Satan 1, and that's Satan 2, and that's this hypersonic missile system from Russia. He saw the missiles and he described it the way he described it. He even said, and I'm going to read that in the next precept, which is Revelation 6, he described them as scrolls being rolled together. He saw the mushroom cloud. They called the mushroom cloud. The prophets called it the scroll being rolled together. So, you know, like I said before, and many of us said this, Isaiah 34, verse 16, you can't make this book with any other book. This is the ultimate book of books. This is a best-selling book on the planet Earth. There's a reason for it, and the least read and the least understood. There's a reason why Edomites, you know, they have these, every major university, I'm talking about Yale, I'm talking about, I could be wrong, but I doubt it, Yale, Harvard, Cambridge, and Oxford. Matter of fact, Oxford and Cambridge, these apocryphers, they come from two places. They have a printing press. Oxford has a printing press, and Cambridge has a printing press. And I'm pretty sure they print more than just one book. But one of the books that they create or print is the Apocrypha. Now, who the hell? Why in the hell are they building? Why did they build these printing presses to make? Besides other books, I'm pretty sure they make more than one book. But as we speak right now, there's apocryphas being printed. Now, did they say, well, you know what? Let's do this because the Hebrew Israelites, because they like them apocryphas. So let's keep printing them for them. No, they print millions upon millions of books for years. They print it for intellectuals out there, for Edomites, ones in the know. They study the scripture. Recently, if I'm not mistaken, Trump, when he was inaugurated, they read from the Wisdom of Solomon. They called it the Book of Wisdom. Then before that, I think it was a funeral of a senator or somebody, a former presidential candidate. But it was before that. They just recently started reading they were swearing on the Bible, and then they would read scriptures from the Bible. But then they recently started reading. Somebody could help me in the comment section. I know they read out of the Book of Wisdom at Trump's inauguration, which inauguration goes back to swearing in a emperor, a Caesar of Rome. To augur. Augur is a witch. You're nothing but a witch. When you're inaugured, look the word up. I'm not going to do the homework for you. When you're inaugured, you are endowed with spirits from the left-hand side. Why do you think the bird's eye view of DC? You see a broken 5-point star, and then you see an owl. And then in the belly of the owl is the Capitol building. On the top of the Capitol building is the Statue of Freedom, which is nothing but Persophones that goes back to Greek mythology. The story of Persophones and Orpheus, which were Jake. There's a movie called Black Orpheus. You should watch it. And I saw it in school. My best teacher in the whole wide world, Miss Palakis, she used to have a movie day, which is on Wednesdays, and you can bring in popcorn and candy and stuff. I love that teacher, man. And I was her pet because she would have like vocabulary, and I would get every word right, you know. But let me come back. It says for their power is in their mouth and in their tails, for their tails were like unto serpents and had heads. Forgive me for that rant, but and with them they do hurt, and they do more than hurt. They kill, they destroy, they utterly destroy. They make places desolate. And the rest of the men which were not killed, we're talking about anybody that's not in Babylon the Great, in the land of the Chaldeans, in Assyria, in Egypt, in Sodom. If you're in Europe or anywhere around the world, it's talking about Edomites, because you're going to have Edomites. How are we going to put Edomites in slavery? We're going to get them Edomites in Europe that's scattered around the world. It said, and the rest of the men which were not killed by these plagues. What does it say in Zechariah 14:12? It speaks about the plagues. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongues shall consume in their mouth. That's talking about the ICBM missiles that's going to hit this place. And you're going to have the initial blast, and then you're going to have the irradiation that's going to totally make this land a major desert on the planet Earth. And the rest of the men, and these are the men that are standing afar off. Revelation 18, one of my favorite prophetic chapters is Revelation 18. And the rest of the men which were not killed by these plagues, you know what I'm going to do? Let me do this. Hope you can hear it, because these people act up on this end, on their end. Let me go to Zechariah 14. The first time I heard this when I was young, when I was a teenager, I saw a movie called The Late Great Planet Earth. You can also watch that movie on YouTube, put up by Hal Lindsey. He was a Christian apologist, and he was heavily into prophecies. Like myself, I go a lot into prophecies. I got that. I inherited that from my spiritual teacher, High Priest Ariel, because that's all he went into is he didn't go into them brotherly love scriptures and how to deal with your wife and how to do. He just went into the prophecies, the history in the Hebrew. Matter of fact, there was some school that wanted to hire Ariel in New York. I forget the whole story. They wanted to hire him to be a history teacher, and he turned it down because he had to teach Edomite kids. Now Yeshaya, High Priest Yeshaya, he was an actual school teacher, and I believe in a high school. Let me see here. Where am I? All right, okay. Let me come on over here. I'm gonna get into the subject. Okay, it said plague, right? It said plague. Let's come back over here. I'm sorry. Let's come back over here. 20th verse, Revelation 9, verse 20. And the rest of the men which were not killed by these plagues. And this shall be the plague wherewith Yahweh. So Zechariah saw the missiles destroy Babylon the Great, the land of the Chaldeans. the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. That includes you, Vocab Malone, because what you're doing, you're fighting against the men of the Most High. You should read Acts chapter 5, verse 38 on down. Least haply you be found fighting against the Most High. You're not coming up against, every time you come up against an Israelite, I don't give a damn if it's IUIC, I don't give a damn if it's ISUBK, I don't give a damn if it's us, GMS, the members of GMS, or any of those groups, Sakari. You're fighting against the Lord because these individuals are defenders of the faith, right? Because they are teaching that the Israelites. It says, and this shall be the plague wherewith Yahweh will smite all the people, and you on the top of the list, Vocab, that have fought against Jerusalem. Jerusalem is a people before it's a place, and it starts with the elect, with the teachers. The Most High is dealing with the teachers, right? And you had a big funeral of, I believe the gentleman's name was Asiel. Well, he's in the spiritual realm. He's good. You know, if the Lord said you can come back to, he wouldn't want to come back to the earth. So you had all these Israelites, and you had Sarnetta go out there. Now, some of them guys that are not pushing this word, like the One Westers, former One Westers, they're just Israelites. They know that they're Israelites, and they keep the laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of their ability. But a lot of them are not prophets. Like the head guys of FOPI, they're not prophets. They're just individuals. They're just Israelites, and they're trying to fit in like they're prophets. And there's a precept on that. When it's matter of fact, let me get it. See, there's lessons within lessons. Let me do it this way. Garment to the let me do this. Deceive. Okay, Zechariah 13:4. And it shall come to pass in the day that the prophets shall be ashamed every one of his vision when he hath prophesied, neither shall they wear a rough garment to deceive. You know what I got to do? False prophets is ashamed, right? And that day there should be a fountain open to the house of David and to the inhabitants of Jerusalem for sin and uncleanness. Because the Most High is going to have to clean us. He's going to have to change us. And it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord of hosts, Yahweh of hosts, that I will cut off the names and the idols out of the land. That's what land? The land that we live in and anywhere we've been taken captive. And they shall no more be remembered. And also I will cause the prophets and the unclean spirits to pass out of the land. The false prophets. And it shall come to pass that when any shall yet prophesy, then his father and his mother that begat him shall say unto him, thou shalt not live, but thou speakest lies in the name of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai. And his father and his mother that begat him shall thrust him through when he prophesieth. So you got a lot of false prophets out there. Look, what we here at Great Millstone been saying for years, since we got on YouTube, before we got on YouTube, we've been talking about one major prophecy that's going to take place, which is the Charagma. So they're going to be ashamed. IUIC is going to be ashamed. They're going to put their heads down. Daniel 12, the 12th chapter, around about what the third, fourth verse. Some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt. Meaning the kingdom, they're not going to be walking around with their heads down. They're going to feel ashamed. They're going to feel ashamed that they didn't teach the charagma, the Revelation 13:16 the right way. Gold for ISUPK. It's going to be found out, and it is being found out. There's a little over 1 million people that are charagma already, mainly like in Sweden and certain European countries. But they're going to push it out. They're going to roll it out to the whole planet. That's why they're putting a lot of pressure on you now. These energy crisis, gas crisis, food, blockchain issues, and so forth. Because what they're doing, and they switching the money over, and that's a whole nother subject. It says, and it shall come to pass in that day that the prophet shall be ashamed every one of his vision. What prophet is going to be ashamed? The one that put forth a false vision, a false prophecy. When you say that the charagma is something other than what we here at Great Millstone say, that's why we say we got 100% true. When he have prophesied, neither shall they wear a rough garment to deceive. But he shall say, I am no prophet. They're gonna say, no, I never prophesied. I never prophesied. I never said that. I am an husbandman. I'm a farmer. For men taught me to keep cattle from my youth. And I'm not gonna read anymore, but so let's come back over here. Let's come back over here to Zechariah, right? And this shall be the plague. We read that in Revelation. What was that? Revelation 9. It says the same thing. Plague. Wherewith Yahweh will smite all the people that have contended against Jerusalem. The pride of Jerusalem are the prophets, the elect. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. The first time I heard this scripture and got the breakdown of it was from Hal Lindsey, that produced the movie The Late Great Planet Earth. You can watch that movie right now. It's on YouTube. Let's find out. Bear me for a minute. The Late Great Planet Earth. There it is. The Late Great Planet Earth. And that's Hal Lindsey when he was young. This is him right now as an older man, 4 years ago. Oh, and they kicked him off of these religious, these TV shows, these religious Christian TV shows. There was one of them, I think it was PTL, praise the Lord. They fired him because he wasn't going by the script. Let me see if the whole movie's up there. I don't know if they see. They used to have the whole movie. They used to have the whole movie. Okay, this is it. Hal Lindsey, The Late Great Planet Earth, 1979. So I was a teenager when it came out in high school. And it was me and a friend of mine that went to see the movie. It wasn't even a packed theater. But we said, we gotta go see this movie. It's about the scriptures. The friend of mine, I believe he's a pastor now. Uh, so like they show you like here, right? You see this right here. Now this is supposed to be John, a big head Edomite. That's supposed to be John on the Isle of Patmos, and this is supposed to be the image, the sign of Son of Man. Now you see he has white hair, right? You see he has white hair, right? But it's a cracker, you know. And hey, the biggest racist religion on the planet Earth is Christianity, white Christianity. But anyway, let's come back over here. So we read Zechariah. We're now in, wait a minute. Okay, we're back in Revelation 9, then we're going to go to Revelation 6. Okay, so 20, let me read 20 again. And the rest of the men which were not killed by these plagues, yet repented not of their works. That's talking about you Edomites. Let favor be shown to the wicked, yet he will not. Let me get that so I can read that correctly. What is that? Isaiah 26, verse 10. And see, the spirit's on us, the men of GMS, and then it's a competition thing with these other camps that we got. The spirit, you notice, you go back, I don't know, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, wasn't putting out videos like this. The spirit's on us now, where we put out videos every day, sometimes 2 or 3 videos a day. And we're always out there. We know that we're at the end of this thing. Isaiah 26 and 10. Let favor be showed to the wicked. Read Malachi 1. Read the whole chapter. The wicked are the Edomites. Yet will he not learn righteousness. Let me look up the word favor. And this is what we're showing to Vocab Malone. He's one of the wicked, right? Like he wanted to say, Hebrew Israelites, they're violent, they'll do this, and kill people. And this guy goes out there by himself. He'll go out there with one other person, and he don't look like he's nervous because he knows that we're not going to do nothing. He's a liar. It says to be. Do you think I can go to a damn KKK cross burning and talk shit? It said to be gracious, show favor, and that's what we do. We show favor to them because we're showing them the scriptures. We give them the understanding of the scriptures. Pity, we show them pity, to show favor, to be gracious, to be petted, to make gracious, make favorable, be gracious, to direct favor, to have mercy on, and be shown favor, to be shown consideration, to seek favor, implore favor, to be loathsome. In other words, we're explaining stuff to you. You make it an argument, you know. We show you a mercy. We show you mercy. We ain't pulling out nothing on you, nothing like that. But you want to make us, come off as aggressive. You're the aggressive one. We're showing you favor. We're showing you grace, graciousness, a mercifulness, mercy, supplication, favor, besought, pity, favorably, favored, mercy. All right. We're explaining stuff. You ask a question and we explain it. Oh, then you got your peanut gallery that come on the comment board that don't understand the scriptures, which are which if you go to Acts, what is that, 17? He got men of the basest sort. Those people that follow you are people of the basest sort that they don't understand the scriptures. That's why when you go on their comment board and prove me wrong, go to any of Vocab's site and look at the comments of his peanut gallery, of his motley crew that make comments. It's very, you might go through 20 comments and you might see one scripture, and then when they put the scripture up, they break it down wrong. So they're not studying. They just say, oh, we won't follow vocab. And that's the simplicity of the people, especially in America, man. Okay, where am I? Let me come back. Let favor be showed to the wicked, and that's what we show them favor. We breaking it down to them, making them under. No, the Gentiles can make, and we're telling them, well, those Gentiles are Israelites. Yet will he not learn righteousness? You're not going to learn righteousness, man. Daniel 12, verse 10. The wicked will not understand. And the land of uprightness, what's the land of uprightness? The Palestine. Is there being uprightness and is there being righteousness going on? No. They got orgies out there. They got people that commit adultery. You got Moses out there. You got this guy Harari, Noah, whatever. He's like the sidekick to what's this guy? Carl Schwab. And he's pushing that everybody should get a charagma in him, and he's openly happy. He's openly gappy. He's openly gappy, not happy, gappy. You know what I mean by that? And but in the land of Israel, you know, he has a spouse. You know, he does have a spouse, but he's gappy. Will he deal unjustly? He's not a just person. You got Tel Aviv out there, the biggest gappy parade worldwide. You got gappies. We done made up another word. And you got gappies from all over the world that go over there, man. So how in the hell is that? How in the hell is that the fulfillment of the people coming back? And that show you how stupid these goddamn Christians are, man. They're a bunch of dimwits and will not behold the majesty of the Lord. They ain't holding. They bob in front of the Wailing Wall, you know. The Arabs, they're kissing what they call a Kaaba. It's nothing but a big vagina. The Vesica Pisces, they're kissing it. Let me see. Okay, so you know what? Let me do this. Let me go into my subject. Okay, this right here is a video that was put up by GMS Vegas Sit Downs 144K, which is the elder Karatazar out of Las Vegas, Sin City. So basically, he's in the American version of Sodom and Gomorrah. So this is, I didn't even get a chance to watch the whole video. I watched maybe 5 seconds. It says, the Lord Yahweh sends biblical dust storm right before Burning Man orgy festival in Nevada. It says here, apocalyptic dust storm strikes Arizona hours before Burning Man festival hosting orgy dome. So I looked up orgy dome. Let me see something here. Okay, orgy dome. Orgy, and these are Edomites, all right? You got a couple of Jakes up in there, especially the nigga woman. She's the devil. Orgy dome. The orgy dome is a safe and inclusionary and exploratory environment exploratory environment. All couples and moresomes, whatever that means, who are adults are welcome to the dome. Straight, the L word and the gappy word. What is the Burning Man's orgy dome? And they have this every year. More than 100 miles north of Reno, Nevada, is Black Rock City, an expanse of the desert ringed by distant mountains, blah, blah, blah. Inside the Free Love Festival Burning Man Orgy Dome. Let me go to images. Look at this. But look, let favor be shown to the wicked, yet he will not understand. He would not accept it. Look at this. Look at this. And then most Edomites, this is your nature. You are the devil. Hey, the movie The Omen, when the guy, the officer in the military school, he was showing Damien, he said, "You are the devil." And then he showed his father's, the father of Damien. If you remember the movie, he had he had cut his hair because he had to find out he's the devil. So somebody told him to cut his hair. If it's 666 on his head, he's the devil. He's an antichrist. So his father cuts his hair, and you see 666. That's called Hollywood BS. But here it is, man. This is what you Edomites like to do. Freaky deaky. There it is. You get earth freak on. There it is. You people are not of the Most High. You people are not of the Most High. And they have this every year. These are your people, vocab. These are your people. This guy's drawing something, and these two people are. She got a breast showing. These people are. What the hell are you talking about, man? These people are not in the Most High. That's why the Most High is going to destroy this place. And this right here, this is the Burning Man, which they made a movie called The Wicker Man. You should watch that movie starring Nicolas Cage. It's a movie dealing with you know, the left hand side, witches, witch covens, and they actually sacrificed this guy in the movie. Look at this. Okay. Oh, look at this. Look at this. That's like a man-made dragon, and that's they're in the spirit of the dragon. That's the dragon right there. And like I said, you notice. I think as a race, you don't see no Jakes out there. Jakes probably want to go. Let me see if I can find a Jake. Love meaning free love. That's a dude dressed up like a woman. Look at this. Look at this. This is a freaky deaky shit. Why is the Burning Man festival of the U.S. much more than sex and orgies? Look at this. This is what you Edomites do. This is what you Edomites do. This is your nature. This is your nature. They probably gonna take this motherfucker down and give me a strike. They don't like it when you tell the truth. Look at this old cracker. Umbrellas, umbrellas, inside joke. And this happens in Palestine and Pink City, Tel Aviv. Okay. Inside the Free Love Festival, Burning Man, Orgy Dome, Human Car Wash, and Dungeon. So I guess they have shows and stuff, but you see our people. Hey, look at this. Me Too, bad news for Burning Man's Orgy Dome. They just get they freak on out, man. Got eyes in the back of on her ass. Look at this. Hey, damn devils, man. They playing in the mud. These are not the people of the Most High. These are not the people. And why isn't vocab? He'll get in the van and go around the country, you know, jump, rolling up on Israelites. Why don't he roll up on this? So now let me come over here and let me read the rest of this and watch this video. Apocalyptic dust storm strikes Arizona hours before Burning Man Festival hosting Orgy Dome. Now, what came to mind was Pompeii, La Panera Grande. Pompeii, a city steeped in sex. Elaborate system of sex. See, these are these same devils, and I believe, I'm not sure, I did do a video on it, but this was years ago. I believe either it was Titus or Domitian. I believe it was Domitian that died or something like that. I can look it up. Somebody do the work for me. I'm not gonna look it up. It says elaborate system of sex, and this is a brothel. Oh, Samson went to a brothel, what they call a brothel. All right, elaborate system of sex that was so openly accessible to all classes of Pompeii's society. You can be a poor person, you can be a rich person, you can be a middle class person. And like when you would go around Pompeii in the cities, and I'll see if I can pull something on that, rival human sexuality, and an ancient Rome civilization also gives us an idea of the economic reality in Pompeii. I'm just reading what's outlined. 80% of the population of Pompeii was poor. Normalized and predominantly accepted. Okay, this is a piece of art of a man, I guess a man and a woman having sex. Several erotic frescoes, which is paintings, similar to icons, depicted various sexual positions were found on the walls of the Lupaner. It is believed they served as a visual guideline for clients. That's this brothel that I showed you a minute ago. Visiting to indicate what was their favorite sexual preference. Bodies were shamefully compliant, disdained to be the sport of drunken lust. Above Hercules and which is a Jake, you can see he's a Jake. Hercules is a Jake, which is a character. Home foul Frisco discovered in the house of the Prince of Montenegro, Pompeii. Staben baths. I'm just going to the outlines. Mingling naked and engaging in sexual acts cause any form of moral censure, food, drink, and sex were sold. Let me do this. Okay, I do this here. Sabayan baths, Pompeii in pictures. Let me go to images. So that's what the orgy dome was all about. Okay, they ain't showing no pictures. They just showing the that place, which is a bathhouse. Years ago, they had bathhouses in the city. That goes back to Rome. Let me do this. Let me do it this way. They putting sex, Pompeii in pictures. Let's see what comes up. Okay, here you go. There you go. And they had this on the walls of streets. I would totally look at this. You would be walking down the street and you would see this on the walls, man. And you're seeing that now. And that's supposed to be that's a man right there having intercourse with a goat. What does it say in 2 Peter 2 verse 6? An end sample. These were paintings on the walls in the streets. It looks like she's having sex with some bird. These are Edomites. These are Edomites. And Jake was involved in it too. That's why Jake is going to go down with their enemy. So let me go here. Let me do this. Mount Vesuvius eruption. In Pompeii. The people died of the soot from the volcano. You have a horse there. You have a person over here. It was a dust storm from the Mount Vesuvius erupting, and they were frozen in time. This happened during this happened in 79 AD, a few years after the last days of Pompeii. That's a hell of a way to die, to choke to death. You drowned drowning off of dust. Pompeii, dead city. Look at this. His mouth was open because he was breathing in. He was breathing in dust. They even made a movie on Pompeii and the eruption of Mount Vesuvius. These are not righteous people, man. You give them the truth, it'll cast it far behind them. So let me come back over here. Apocalyptic dust storm strikes Arizona hours before a Burning Man festival hosting Orgy Dome. A raging dust storm turned an ordinary, uh, and the timing was perfect. That this is definitely the Most High. This is a taste of what happened to Pompeii, 79 A.D. But where was vocab? Where was vocab at? Why wasn't he over there teaching the love of Jesus? Because he set up. He set up. And you can't stop this train, vocab Malone. There's too many of us, and every man that's a member of GMS should all have uh, YouTube pages and Odyssey pages and whatever, and they should constantly be putting up videos. Constantly be putting up videos. Okay, we're an action camp. We're a camp about action. In order for you to be in a camp, you have to show your actions in this camp. Not just you a guy because your friend joined the camp and you join the camp with them. So if you got guys that are slacking, tell them to hit the door, man. Because the Most High is going to spew them out anyway. Revelation 3, verse 15 on down. As a matter of fact, let's go to that. Revelation 3. Matter of fact, I'm going to read it in the NLT. Revelation 3, verse 15. I know all the things you do. The word do is what? An action word, right? It's not a noun. Let me do this. Do. Do. They guy named Do. Heathen. That's a heathen name. Meaning. Meaning. Do meaning. Perform an action. Perform an action. That's what it means. I don't know why they give me all this, but this is what I want to perform an action. It's about action. When you're a part of the camp, it's about action. I know all the things you do, all the actions you take. Why do you think they call the book of Acts the book of Acts? The word Acts means actions, actions, like what Paul did, what Peter did, what the apostles did, what Timothy did, with uh, Timothy, um, when Paul went out, you know, teaching, when Peter went out teaching, Cornelius, he took action, and the Most High sent an angel to him. It says, I know all the things you do, the actions that you take, that you are neither hot nor cold. I wish that you were one or the other. But since you are in the middle, like lukewarm water. Look, when you eat something, you don't want that. You could go to a restaurant and you get a lukewarm plate that's supposed to be a hot plate. You're not going to eat that, man. If it's supposed to be hot and it's cold, you're not going to eat it. If it's supposed to be cold and it's hot, you're not going to eat it. Hot foods have to be hot and cold foods have to be cold. So lukewarm, you put this in the oven, heat it up, right? Or throw it away. But since you are like lukewarm water, neither hot nor cold, I will spit you out of my mouth. You say I am rich. I have, and a lot of these guys, these leaders, the One West leaders that are now, a lot of these guys, they put their men out there on the highways and the byways. They don't go out because they sitting back, man. They enjoying life. They say, you say I am rich. I have everything I want. I don't need a thing. And you don't realize that you are wretched and miserable and poor and blind. Poor as far as the knowledge is concerned, and naked. Right. What does it say? What is that in I believe it's Revelation 16, if I'm not mistaken. Revelation 16. Matter of fact, let's go to that. Revelation 16. Revelation 16:15. Look, I come as unexpectedly as a thief. This is the NLT. Blessed are all who are watching for me, and watching meaning doing the work, warning the people, who keep their clothes, which is the information and knowledge that you receive, ready so they will not have to walk around naked and ashamed. Let's read that in the King James. Behold, I come as a thief. Blessed, and the Lord's not going to come as a thief to us because we're constantly watching. We're watching the news. We're watching everything. We're out there teaching. We're looking for the prophecies coming to pass. Breaking news here, breaking news there. Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments. Do the work, lest he walk naked and they see his shame. So now where we at? Oh, I'm sorry. Let's go to Revelation 6. The point that I want is I'll start at the 12th verse. But the key point is because this is what Esau is going to do. They're setting up. I did a video, some other men from GMS did videos on it about the super rich. They're planning on escaping the coming apocalypse. So when they say apocalypse, right? The apocalypse, you think about the scriptures. In the Catholic Bible, the Revelation, the book is called Apocalypse, which means the same thing, revealing. And by the way, for you not to understand the charagma, the script, the book that it's in is called the Revelation, which is the revealing. You're supposed to know. If you don't know, the Most High is not dealing with you. So let me go ahead and read this. It says, I'm going to read the 16th verse. Matter of fact, I'll read the 12th verse down to the end. And I beheld, that's King James, and I beheld when he had opened the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood, and the stars of heaven. Now, this is in between the sixth and the seventh angel. So we're pretty much in the sixth angel, the sixth terror, the sixth trumpet. And the stars of heaven fell on the earth. What he saw was the missiles, falling to earth. Even as a fig tree casts her untimely figs when she is shaken of a mighty wind. So what John saw was the missiles being shot on Babylon. And the heaven departed as a scroll. That's also in Isaiah 34. When it is rolled together, that's a mushroom cloud. And every mountain, meaning kingdom, land, and island, were moved out of their place. That's in Isaiah 24. And the kings of the earth, the leaders of the earth, and the people of the earth, and the great men, and the dignitaries, the so forth, and the rich men, read James 5, and the chief captains, the military men, and the mighty men, the military men, and every bondman and every free man hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains. You have the Cheyenne Mountain Retreat in, I believe that's Boulder, Colorado. I used to live out there in Colorado for a couple of years. And said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne. Well, wait a minute. Vocab says, well, you can't say in Daniel, the 7th chapter, the 9th verse is talking about the black man. It's clear. Daniel said he saw a man with woolly hair. So now, if it's a so-called white man, they're going to run to him. Oh, the Lord came to save us. They're going to see a big black man. What's that, Isaiah 52 or Isaiah 53? It says, it said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne. Daniel 7 and 9. And from the wrath of the Lamb, his beloved son, Yahushua HaMashiach, for the great day of his wrath, which is the destruction, is come, and who shall be able to stand? You're not going to be able to stand on that day. And it's going to come down upon Idumea. So you can't get around these scripts, man. Especially you, vocab. So I'm gonna watch the rest of this video. Let me do this here. You know what? Let me do it this way. Got a couple of comments let's put up. Okay, this is Apostle Paul's conversation to King Agrippa is shamelessly taken out of context by vocab. Remember, Paul was known for using guile. I got to watch this one. Amistad movie, woman with turban sing to Yahweh or Yahweh. So I got to watch that. I watched this guy popular. That's the guy's name. Food shortage update, empty shelves, September 8th, 2022. Soldier of Yahweh, why Yahweh Shai. Upload vocab. Did the Apostle Paul believe in the prophets and the law? Of course he did, because he quoted from the law, the Old Testament. You got to watch that too. GMS Word of Life. Upload a huge rectangular cloud shaped chariot can be seen hovering over the skies of Australia. I watched this earlier. You know what I'm gonna do? Let me do this. I hope you can hear it. Let's see how long it is. All right, guys. So this is from the movie. This is from the movie Amistad. And by the way, the people of Amistad were Israelites.
Psalms chapter 34.
So they were singing Yahweh, 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 and singing to Yahweh. And they had turbans on. So you can watch the rest of the video. I plan on watching the rest of the video. There was a movie called Nightwing, I think it was called. It was a plague of bats. And at the end of the movie, you had this Gadite chief. He was going to get rid of the plague of the bats, and he called on Yahweh. But I believe he said it. He didn't quite say Yahweh, but he said, I think he said either he said Yahuwah, or Yahweh, or something similar to Yahweh. And the Gadites, when you go to the book James Adair's History of the Indians, or the American Indian, he said that they called on Yahweh. They called fire Ash. So, the receipts are just mounting and mounting higher and higher. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom.